important to protect your arms when you're gardening. It's from Farmer's Defense. It's the set of 2 protective gardening sleeves. Sale price $38.98. That's a $6 savings. And this is a brand that designs things to keep us comfortable when we're out in the garden and protect us so we can do what we love to do most. And I'm just like in the infancy of getting into gardening, so I actually think I could benefit from these because this is a great way to get shielded from the sun and rough brush while gardening, but also provides comfort and helps safeguard the arms and the hands from the elements. So it just makes things a little bit easier, but also a little bit stylish too. So you have your option between your garden flower, and you're going to get one printed and one solid. So you're going to get that one with that sky blue. Then your monarch. So that's coming with the lavender, that's solid. And then your sunlit blossom. A 692-216. This is jump sizing, so extra small, then small medium, large extra large, and then double extra large. We have Jeremy Gloom here, and I am so thrilled to work with you today. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you. So tell us a little bit more about the brand, if you don't mind, and then we'll dive into these fabulous gardening sleeves.
Yeah, we started this company in 2019, and we were set out for sun protection. You know, scratches, skin irritation, that was the name of the game, and it more evolved into like a full sun protection brand. So all of our products have UPF 50. You got full sun block, but the comfortability is what you got to go after, because when you're in a long sleeve, you get sweaty, you get hot, you get super irritated. It's not fun being out in super hot weather with a cotton long sleeve on. So I figured, hey, let's do something that's comfortable, breathable, but yet still UV protection. So you don't have to put on the sunscreen. They peel right off. It's a no-brainer, and it's really beneficial for everyone, you know. You do notice that you have the elastic band, and that helps you keep the sleeve all the way up on your arm. You got the thumb hole, which is awesome when you're putting on gloves. You don't have the wrist exposure. There's so many times where you have a long sleeve on or some kind of protection on, and then you have gloves and your wrist is still exposed. But now when you have the thumb hole right there, you throw your thumb in it, and then you're all protected when you got your gloves on, and it makes a huge difference.
And no ugly tan lines, so which is nice. You won't get that farmer's tan. So I love that this protects the skin, as you know, from the UV rays, but also from the rough brush. Keeps you nice and comfortable and cool. It almost feels cool to the touch, which is nice, and that it's not going to roll. So you know, and you made it fun. I mean, gardening, being outdoors is supposed to be fun. I love that you gave us some prints. So you have the one print, the one solid. And my question to you is, how do we care for these? So you're out in the garden all day, they get dirty. What do we do?
They're easy. Peel them right off, throw them into the washer. I suggest to hang dry because they are polyester. They're super thin. They're going to dry up fine. If they accidentally get in the dryer, don't worry about it. They hold up great. I've had many cycles in the dryer myself, so I stand by that. Also, I want to point out the material that they're made out of, which is the Reprieve material. That's the recycled plastic bottles that actually gets rewoven into the polyester, and then they add spandex in it, and then we have a recycled plastic bottle sleeve. So we are eco-friendly, and we have all the packaging's compostable as well, so it's nice. It's
so cool, and I always love when I get to speak to the founders of a brand, just to hear like your inspiration and the thought process. It's really nice, and I think that this is a thoughtful thing to have for anyone who spends time in the garden. It's a really nice gift because you're getting the set of 2, so you can even keep one and gift one. $38.98 is your sale price. This is your garden flower, and that's going to come with that sky blue solid option that I'm wearing. Then you have have Monarch. So if you love butterflies or know someone who does, that's a great option. And you have that lavender. And then Sunlit Blossom, so there's your green option, a 692-216. Now, I'd love if we can talk a little bit about sizing. You know, how does someone go about navigating that?
The easiest way that I tell people off the bat is just go with your shirt size. If you're a small shirt, get a small. If you're a medium, get a small medium. Now, remember, the two main sizes are the small medium, that's one size, and then the large XL, and that's second size. And then we do have the double X, and we do have the extra small. But that's the easiest way to go about it. They have a lot of stretch in there. They have a lot of give. So I'm, confident that they're going to fit and feel great.
Excellent. So you're going to get the two pairs of protective sleeves at home. Again, one print and one solid. Just a heads up, the garden flower is flying out of here. So make sure if you want that one in particular to pick it up. And, the fact that you could machine wash these, the fact that these have the UV protection, I mean, you've really thought of everything for that person who spends their time outside. I mean, I love the comfort element, the protection, and that you don't overheat. I think that's so important because then you can actually enjoy being out in the garden.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And remember the thin skin too. As you get older, that happens, and it really gives you a protective barrier. And I mean, you're brushing up against anything. It can be zucchini, which is prickly, and then it can just be, some leaves on a branch. So anything to give yourself a little more protection, and the comfort is the best part about them. They're really breathable. You don't get sweaty, you don't get hot, and you have that UV protection. So that's the best thing you can ask for.
They're so silky. I keep rubbing my arm. I didn't even notice I was doing it. I was like, this feels so silky and so nice and almost like cool to the touch, Jeremy. My arm feels cool, which is really interesting.
It's crazy. I tell people, hey, just put them on, just try them on. And they slide them on and they're like, oh my gosh, I can feel it. I can feel it being cool and really breathable. So that really makes a difference when you're out in the heat.
Yeah, and the fact that you thought even to put this rubberized ring around so you don't have to worry about it sliding, because if you're going to be out gardening and moving your arms around, you don't want to constantly be fussing, right? So the fact that this just kind of grips onto the skin, obviously it doesn't hurt, you don't even feel it, but having that, soft rubber against your arm, like look, I can move my arm around, it doesn't move. So just another detail that I think was really important that you added to that.
Absolutely. And I made them extra long so they actually go up underneath your sleeve. That's a big, really important for when you're just out there, you got your short sleeve on and you get that coverage and you're totally protected.
Listen, this may be something you didn't know about today and you've spent so much time in the garden. Well, now that you know, you can't unknow that you need this. So get the set of 2 protective gardening sleeves home for a great price of $38.98. You have your garden flower option, your Monarch, and your Sunlit Blossom, a 692-216. And then you can refer back to that sizing always on QVC.com, but it's extra small, small medium, large extra large, and then double XL. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me today. It was lovely to work with you.
Thank you so much. And that sleeve look is good on you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Have a good afternoon.